Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode 8, Shootaround Sessions Podcast with me, your host, Tawasi C, and my man,
Randy B. You know how we do it.
Yeah, man. Bro. 3-game losing skid. We're going to get right into it. Knicks just snapped a 3-game losing streak last night. We beat the Chicago Bulls, luckily. But, I ain't going to say luckily, but how you been feeling about the Knicks so far? How you feel like we've been performing? Tell me your thoughts.
Well, the one thing I didn't do, I didn't jump into panic mode. All right?
Okay.
Couldn't get into that at all. Because at the end of the day, brand new system, brand new coach. We got new players on the squad. Everybody stepped up when they played the Bulls this last game. Everybody still needs to figure out their place. I see people online coming after Josh Hart, people online coming after Cat, people online coming after Ja Morant, who does need to step up a bit. He needs to figure his things out. But what I would say is the game plan is good because what you don't see them up there taking bad shots. They just were missing their shots those 3 games that they lost. They're still looking good. Last night, or what I said, when they played the Bulls, that was a good showing of the pace that we're moving at and just the type of game style that we're trying to do.
Nah, that's a fact. Like, we saw last time we was going into the Heat game, and games like that is going to happen more often than not because you're going to see games where we miss some threes. But I like the shots we taking, but it's like, damn, we building bricks out there, man. They got to hit these shots.
Yeah.
I want guys like Ja Morant. Like, we bought you in, Ja Morant on like probably a vet minimum. He ain't making that much bread, but it's crazy to me because this guy is getting really open looks, and from the highlights that we seen when he was in France and when he was on the 76ers, bro was killing them. Like, what's going on? So he just adjusting to the new system. Cat got to get it together, man. You saw all last week. Cat is like, I don't know my role. I'm trying to figure it out. And we ain't got time for that. We trying to go for finals or bust. I'm not going to say championship or bust. I'm going to downgrade them to finals or bust, especially in the East. But I don't know. I just want to see more from the team. Like Jalen Brunson right now averaging 30. He's doing what he does. And he just waiting for the rest of the guys to step it up. So we got a big win last night. I don't like the fact that we gave up 135 on Friday, but
that was horrible.
It was horrible, man. We was coming back. We was making a comeback, but again, I want to see more from that defense. I want to see guys locking up, getting stops, and we saw that in the win against the second game against the Bulls. We saw that. We saw them taking care of the Bulls at home, but I need to see them doing it on the road. Giannis, you're never going to really stop Giannis. It's the guys around Giannis that you need to stop. And we didn't have Big Mitch in the middle, but hopefully he comes back healthy. Hopefully he gets it right. And we seeing shades of the Mitch brilliance so far. What you been thinking about Mitchell Robinson so far?
Yeah, you're seeing he needs to get in the groove. The first game they played against Chicago and he came back. The one thing Mike Brown was doing, I guess he was trying to figure out his rotations because after 3 minutes, he pulled Mitch out. Mm-hmm. Then 4 minutes later, he puts him back in. Josh Hart comes out. Like, there's too much switching around. You got to let your guys build some type of chemistry. But like I said, Mitch is going to get there. Oh, my gosh. I got scared when he went down against the second Bulls game. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go again. But he went to the back. He ran to the back, as a matter of fact, and he came back out and he finished out the game, which was good. With OG, I want to see more of a defensive presence. I think he needs to step up more defense. Mikal has actually been very consistent offensively. He's been scoring the ball. 2 of the games we didn't have Deuce. Deuce came in off the bench and again is a fire starter. Will drop buckets, get open, and Jordan Clarkson. We're going to get, I think, 1 out of every 3-4 games, we're going to get that Jordan Clarkson game where he comes out and he's just hitting everything.
I'm scared with Clarkson because prior to getting Clarkson is known for being one of those erratic players. He takes some real wild shots, and sometimes he hits them. Sometimes they give him the green light to go off. And since he been in New York, I've been seeing the erratic shots, but he ain't been making it. And it's really like, it go from like a head scratcher, like, all right, he gonna get those, he gonna get, to like, man, we gotta pull him. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing? But you're right. We can't hit the panic button yet. We're not even 10 games in yet. And we just got to see how this is flowing. That's it. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax because I do like how it's flowing. Do I think we got another version of the Golden State Warriors? Absolutely not. But
No, absolutely not.
the second game against the Bulls, we was hitting them threes, and I'm cool with it. We just got to get a little bit more consistent. Just a little bit more consistent.
Like I said, we still need time to put it all together. Like you said, we're not even 10 games in. So, and then we have a nice long home stretch coming out. You know the crowd and the fans. That's our sixth man on the court. So, like, we got time to really get it together. And Mike Brown has time to really see who works together, when to pull, when not to pull, and get things
100%.
straight. We got a whole season to get it right. But like you said, it's finals or bust though. So we got to get it right quick.
We got to talk about Josh Hart real quick because you touched on him really quickly. Fans is going crazy on this dude on Twitter. They're saying that he's losing feeling in his finger, in his hand, and I don't think he was an offensive juggernaut last year. And with the injury now, how you feel like he's been performing with this injury?
You can see it. You can see he's passing off the ball more. He has open shots and he's not taking it. You can see that there is something wrong. I don't know. I don't see discomfort in his face, but you can see that the confidence isn't there. And again, that needs to be fixed. Whether he needs to be pulled and get that hand checked out, and if surgery is needed, my brother, go do what you have to do.
Yeah, go do what you got to do. Facts.
do it from now so we can have you towards the end of the season, towards the middle to the end of the season. Don't wait until it's too late where there's nothing left and your career is done. Take care of yourself, my brother.
Yeah, we got to, man. Prayers up, Josh Hart. We want you to get right. You're an essential part of this team. Like, I'm never gonna switch on this guy. Like, you know me, I'm the biggest one to switch quick, but I'm staying locked in. Cat, you don't want to become that clown. I don't want you to become that clown. So let's just figure it out, you know? But to switch gears a little bit and talk about the East, because we always talk about the East because we're in the East, and I don't know, like, who's the biggest surprise to you coming out of the East so far?
The fact that the Bulls was undefeated up until the Knicks beat them, that was the biggest surprise. The Heat is a cohesive unit. Mm-hmm. But one of the biggest surprises is this kid coming out of Philly. This is
Edgecombe.
What's his name? Edgecombe coming out of Philly. Like I said, the East is looking good. A lot of guys are playing good now. The only thing is it sustainable for all of these teams?
Fact. That's a fact.
Sustainable?
Nah, I don't think. I mean, the Bulls, they've been on a little tear lately, and watching them play up against the Knicks, I'm like, all I keep saying is, and this is gonna sound like some hater stuff, but they not like that. I'm sorry, Josh Giddey, they got rid of you in OKC, and they got a ring right after they got rid of Josh Giddey. So we could tell how effective he really is. They got that
That's
other
not Shai.
dude. Nah, it's not SGA. It's not SGA. You know what I'm saying? It's not him. That's why I'm like, bro, I know what Josh Giddey is really capable of, and I'm not hating on Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, I don't want this to come off like I'm hating on you. But you and the Bulls, y'all not like that, so y'all got to get it together and figure it out. That they're going to make the playoffs, maybe lower seed, I feel like, but they're not a threat in the East. We got to talk about Philly, because Philly is surprising me right now. I thought Philly was going to be at the bottom of the conference, and they are in first place tied with the Bulls. So I don't know if it's feeling like Bizarro World. I don't know why it's feeling so strange, but I don't think these teams are going to be able to sustain it. VJ Edgecombe is balling out, but let's see if he hits that rookie wall when he hits that rookie wall, and we're going to see how he performs when he hits that rookie wall. But I ain't worried about the 76ers. Only team I'm really worried about that's kind of scary is the Bucks, because Giannis is on a tear. I think this is his revenge season, and I think he about to come in and put the league on notice. He already saying, this my city. They lost 2 games so far, but Mike Brown, you got to learn how to take care of this guy and just make the rest of the team irrelevant. You got to learn how to shut down the rest of the Bucks, and I think we'll be fine. They got that young kid Hollins on their team who been balling out. He got cut from the Warriors, and he hit a couple of big shots on the Knicks last week. So shout outs to him. I don't know if they'll be able to sustain it, but we got to see where it goes. We got to see where it goes.
Yeah,
But
it's out of one or two things. You rather let Giannis do it all by himself, or you shut him out and you force everyone else to win the game. So it's one of the two. And if you let Giannis do it all by himself, eventually, I'm sorry, everyone is human, he will get burnt out.
oh yeah, he will. He will. He will. He will. Let's take it out west though. We still got the Thunder. Thunder are showing that they are like that. Their championship win wasn't a fluke, and they're still dominating 7-0. What you thinking about the OKC Thunder so far?
The OKC Thunder won the championship last year, so they already have the blueprint. Everyone else is playing catch up. Everyone else is trying to figure out what to do. But the one thing OKC has is a perfect balance between offense and defense. All right, their defense is crazy right now. Their defensive rating is number one in the NBA right now. Their opponents per points per game is number two. They are shutting people. They are shutting people down, and they know how to score. Everyone on that team can score at will, and they got some of the best defensive players on the court.
It's crazy. Even from the bench, like you got these little bench players coming in, playing meaningful minutes and locking people up. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't think they could keep it going this year, but they really dominating and they showing that they like that. And I'm just like, it's scary as a Knicks fan because let's say we do meet them up in the finals. I don't see them being beatable. Like I don't see nobody taking them off their game. And I don't even think J-Dub is really playing yet. And once he comes back in, you know it's gonna be a problem. Like
It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
it's
They were
stressful.
they were dominant last year, and I feel as though no other team. I mean, you had big moves here and there, but no team did anything to catch up to where they're at. So they're going to continue to be dominant. This is like the Warriors from back then, where there was no team that could have stopped them for 2-3 years straight, and it showed. So it is what it is. No team has done any major moves or major adjustments to catch up to where they are. So they're gonna run the association again this season, and the championship goes through them right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. We got the Spurs rounding out in second place. How we feeling about Wemby so far? Like he's been pretty dominant over the first few games. He got locked up the other night where he was held under 10 points. Wemby, I'm gonna say it again. Wemby was held under 10 points. I don't even think that even happened in a game with LeBron ever. So shout out to LeBron. But how you feeling about the Spurs? They holding it down at 5-1. They don't even have De'Aaron Fox yet. So when he comes back into the mix, how you think they're gonna look?
They're gonna look even better. The thing with the Spurs is they're a young team, and they're doing this as a young team.
Yeah.
They're gonna continue to get better. The thing with them is when is the experience gonna kind of wear out? And listen, they got the legs, they got the stamina, they can rock, they can move, they can shoot, they can do everything. And Wemby again this gets thrown around a lot, but he is a unicorn. All right.
Yeah.
And if he can stay healthy, he's one of those that I get afraid every time he's on the court because he's so lanky. But if he can stay healthy, they can go pretty far. But eventually, again, you worry about that experience and where that cap is and where somebody could where their coach get out coached, or two, they just get outplayed. But yeah, that's how I feel. They're gonna be great, but I don't think they're there yet.
I agree. I mean, it's still early. We're still early days in it, but I want to see a lot of these teams when we get to like the Januaries, get to the Februaries, where you start to see that marathon start to happen, and can these guys keep it going through that marathon? Like, I know when they get De'Aaron Fox back, they're going to be a better squad, and they got a lot of young guys, but when will that inexperience start to show itself? You know what I mean?
Right around that time, right around the time you said, listen, right around our All-Star break, where a lot of guys just start getting tired. A lot of guys might get might get distracted. There's a bunch of factors that could play into that. If they keep their head down and keep it on basketball and keep doing what they got to do, they're gonna go far. But let's just that's where that inexperience could come in at. Not even on the court, but a lot of BS off the court. You know what I mean?
Facts. And that's a perfect segue that you mentioned BS off the court. We got to talk about Ja Morant, the fallen superstar, Mr. Bust Them Things. He got suspended for one game, which is a kind of slap on the wrist, but he got suspended for one game for some conduct detrimental to the team. Allegedly, they said after the game that he was called out by his coach. They wanted him to be more of a leader, and they exchanged words. Some things were said that got him suspended for one game. How you feeling about this relationship with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, and when does it end?
When is a trade deadline?
you think Ja is gone before the trade deadline?
I don't know his contract situation. I got to do some research on that, but I'm pretty sure if they can move him, there's been too much. There's just been too much. And I like Ja. I like Ja's style of play. I'm not even bothered by the well, flashing the gun on Instagram and whatever. That was stupid. But everything else with the signage, with the signage on the court, I don't care about all of that. Basketball is basketball.
Facts.
Basketball players are expressive and they do what they got to do. But at the end of the day, he's a phenomenal talent. But I think that relationship is nearing its end. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's no longer on that team by trade deadline.
I mean, it's funny to me that he's even still there. Like, not saying that he's not a talent like a Jaren Jackson. Like, they still have solid players. But when they moved Desmond Bane, I thought they was going to blow up the whole team. Right. And they got rid of the coach, and they kept some of these stars in there, I don't know why. They should have just blew up the whole team and got some value for them, but it's never too late. I know JJ is on a big contract, so I don't think he move anytime soon. And Ja Morant, I don't know his exact contract situation. I know he got an extension a while back, but
a while back,
I don't know. I think they just have to move on from Ja, and he's gonna. The problem is Ja's gonna be a problem anywhere he goes in the league. So you put him on any other squad, that man is gonna be a problem. And if he could get locked in and stay focused, I think he could take any team as far as they could go. But on the Grizzlies, it's just, I don't know. I think the damage has been done. Like, they right now sitting in the 10th spot, and I don't see them getting any better. Like, I see them going through these growing pains, and they just got to let Ja go. They have to let this guy go.
There was a point where they needed one or two more pieces with Ja, and they would have been up there, top two, top three team, and it just completely fell apart. And it's crazy. It sucks when certain things just don't work out. As great as it look on paper, as great as it might look for the first 2-3 years, it sucks when things just don't work itself out. And that's Ja Morant and the Grizzlies right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They got to move forward from that and just get it together. But since we're talking about things that don't work out, we got to kind of take it back. There's recently been a video that surfaced from one of those shows where we had Amari Stoudemire on it. Shout out to Amari Stoudemire. That's one of my favorite players of all time. And they asked him why the Knicks didn't work out when it was Melo and Stat and that whole team. And he went into it and he said, well, when Melo got there, the ball stopped moving. I want to get your thoughts on the whole comment that he said. And do you think it was a shot at Melo, or do you think he was just telling the truth?
Do I think it was a shot at Melo? No. Because I don't think Amari's that type of person.
Nah.
To be fair and honest, once Melo got there, Melo was a ball stopper. Melo, there was a lot of times where people just stood around just to see what Melo was going to do. So is he lying on that? Absolutely not. We've seen it.
Absolutely not.
They played great. The problem was, and I will say this to the very end, there was no need to trade for Melo Because at the end of the season, and even Melo could deny it but he knew it, he was going to come to New York. This is where he wanted to play. And imagine the team that they sent to Denver. Imagine if Melo was just added to that team. It would have been crazy. Crazy. So yes, the team chemistry that was built from the beginning of the season to when they traded for Melo, yes, it got completely damaged, but it's not only on Melo for being a ball stopper. It's just the team was completely different after that. And like I said, Stat is the type of dude you could tell. You ask him a question, he is going to answer you whether you like the answer or not. Exactly.
And I think me personally, I look at the like you got to look at it in the whole context of the whole thing that he said, right? He said first he got there, he was tearing it up. Melo got there, and like you said, the Knicks gave away half the team for this guy. So all the chemistry was shot. We still made the playoffs that first year, but the move really hurt us. And if the Knicks had just been patient, had just said, you know what, we're going to rock out with this. We're not going to hit the panic button. We're not going to shoot for Carmelo because Carmelo was coming there either way. And we would have had Carmelo. We would have had Wilson Chandler. We would have had Danilo Gallinari. We would have had players. And I think that's another reason why the ball stopped when we got there, because we have nobody to pass it to. We have nobody to score. It was just him and Stat. And again, we're seeing more and more that these things take time to come together. We're seeing with the Knicks right now. Things is going to take time to get together. Like, it's going to be growing pains in the beginning, and we saw that with them. And again, when he got healthy, they was rocking, but the coaches just couldn't put it together. People just couldn't make this stuff happen. So I don't think he was throwing shade at him. I think they're good friends. I think they know what it is. I think the internet is just blowing smoke where they got to blow smoke, but I ain't tripping, man. It didn't happen back then. It should have happened back then because we was primed and we was ready. And if Mike Woodson could have figured it out just a little bit, and maybe Amari, he talked about when he punched the wall, that kind of killed it for us. Like the fire extinguisher. Yeah. It's so many things that played into that, but people just want to put the blame on Melo, and you can't. Got to go to the organization and got to go. So much blame is to be dished out. So I ain't tripping about it, but something in the past and it happened, but we moving forward and we're going to do what we got to do. Straight up.
And listen, at the end of the day, Melo was a superstar. So Amari was a star and Melo was a superstar. And when you're the superstar, you get all the praise when you're doing good and you get all the blame. All the blame when things don't go the way it's supposed to. Nah. Who knows from now? Who knows 5 years from now whether the Knicks make it to the chip or not? You're gonna have half of the fan base saying, "Yo, Brunson was it. He was doing what he got to do." And if we don't get a chip, you're gonna have half the fan base saying, "Oh, Brunson held the ball too long. He was a ball hog. He wanted to play inside." So when you're the superstar, and especially playing in New York, you got to carry that on your shoulder.
Nah, that's a fact. But we're gonna close this one out with this last question because JB been balling. He averaging about 30. If JB could keep this up and the Knicks get a nice playoff ranking, let's say we get first or second in the East, do you think the way he's playing right now, Jalen Brunson could be an MVP candidate, if not take the MVP?
Absolutely. He just got to sustain. I thought he was an MVP candidate last season, but Shai was definitely a better player, and he took his team all the way to the top, but I thought he was an MVP player last year. Do I think so? Absolutely. Especially if you take this franchise and you shoot them to the moon and you meet the expectations, because the Knicks, there's expectations for the Knicks. Absolutely, he's in the talks. Will he win it? Who knows? It happens, It doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, absolutely. I do need to see a little bit more. The scoring is there. You want to see other things like assists and, other things kind of raise up to get to the level, but absolutely I can see it.
And I feel like they're going to get there. Like, we give it some time. I'm liking what I see so far. He's transforming his game. He's not so ball dominant right now, and he's showing you that he could play off ball, but when it's time to get that man to rock, you get him to rock and let him do what he got to do.
Still the most clutch player in the league. He will make it happen one way or another. He will find a way. That's what I love about JB. He will find a way.
And Jalen Brunson, we trust. But that's going to do it for us today on Shootaround Sessions Podcast. Make sure you tap in with us. Follow us on our Instagram, and make sure you follow us on our TikTok, because we rising on our TikTok. TikTok is not all what people say it is, but it's getting there. Keep up with us. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Stay with us. Shootaround Sessions, man. We here. And we're going to catch y'all in the next one.